Hey folks, welcome to Set Apart Homestead. This is Travis here at the Prepared Homestead. So I'm continuing on with the series on prepping because, well, if you haven't been doing it, you definitely need to be prepping. And if you have been doing it for years, it's always good to add a little bit more to your preps. So today I'm going to show you some dollar store things. That's the Dollar General store that you can go to and buy. I actually like going there to get some prepping stuff, and there's a few specific things that I really like to pick up there. And another thing that I find, especially with what's going on now where certain stores are really running out of stuff, a lot of people forget about the dollar store, the Dollar General, because they're a small store. They may not have large stock of supplies, but a lot of people just don't go there. And there's people that's still finding masks and hand sanitizer and all kinds of stuff like that still at the dollar store, whereas places like Walmart and the big warehouse stores, they're completely sold out. So I gathered up some stuff that we've picked up at the Dollar General store. And of course, it's not everything that you can get there. And it's not really focused on bug out bag survival stuff. To me, that's kind of a separate kind of prep. This is stuff that you should probably be thinking about with the conditions of what's going on around us, where you're going to have to bug into your house probably, and the supply lines are going to break down potentially, people rushing to the store buying everything. So that's the kind of items that I'm going to be showing today, not specifically, potential survival bug out bag items. That's a little different. So I'm going to flip the camera around and show you some stuff that we have to kind of give you an idea of what you can go pick up at the Dollar General store. All right, one of my favorite things to get at the Dollar General store are their first aid supplies and their over-the-counter medications. And here you can see rubbing alcohol. Obviously, medicinally, there's some great need for that, for injuries, wounds, cleaning, things like that, disinfecting items, but it's a great disinfectant. And they still carry the 91%. There's a lot of stores that's doing away with the 91%, but you can still get it, at least at the ones near me. Things like here, you've got bandages, surgical dressings, wound dressing. Now, I understand that the quality of this may not be quite as good as some kind of professional hospital grade, but you can still get them pretty cheap. Band-aids there, hand sanitizers, all this type of stuff. Is things that I like to stock up on, pick up one or two every time I go there, drive by. Witch hazel. We've got some iodine solution down here. This is some things that you should be looking at when you go there. Also, like ibuprofen, Benadryl, their store brand, any type of ointments and stuff. You can usually pick them up pretty cheap at the Dollar General store. Also, another item that you can get is distilled vinegar. They have it pretty cheap there. As I mentioned, hand sanitizers, which right now are drying up. I've seen online all over the country where stores are running out of hand sanitizers. Now, they do carry these little masks, and I understand these are not N95 quality masks. These are just dust masks. But for $1, you can get, 10 of them? Yeah, 10 of them, I think, for $1. Certainly not something that's going to protect you a lot from a viral infection, but there are ways that you can kind of improve the quality of that. Clothespins. I like stocking up on clothespins, not just for hanging clothes, although there's obviously that, but there's other things that you can use clothespins for. They have duct tape pretty cheap. Now, it's not the super high quality stuff, but they do have a heavy duty grade, which in my opinion is probably on par with like a name brand regular duct tape, not necessarily like a Gorilla tape or 100 mile an hour tape, but not too bad. Super glue is another item that you can pick up at the dollar store, 4 packs for $1. Lots of things you can use super glue for, a lot of temporary fixing of things that super glue works really well. Also, personal hygiene items, razors, toilet paper, tissue paper, feminine products, all you can get the cheap store brand, and you may not like using that kind of stuff normally, but if it's all you can get, it will work in a bind, and their prices are usually pretty cheap. Disinfecting wipes, you can pick those up there, quite cheap. I actually just picked these up today. I swung by there to see what they might have, and these were on sale. So I picked up some of those. Oh, here's some more first aid supplies. I like the saline solution. This is stuff that you would use for contacts. It's sterile, and it can also be used to flush a wound out because it's sterile saline. And it's the little bottle's a squeeze bottle, so it works real well for that. Anyways, and then the last thing I want to mention. This is just a short video day. Last thing I want to mention are just things for kids and the family to keep them busy. They usually have these coloring books and activity books. They have puzzles, card games, things like that are really cheap there. And, depending on what will happen, if you have your kids in school and they're talking about with this virus of potentially shutting down schools for a while, your kids might get a little stir crazy. If you're shut in, if you're quarantined, and you want to have things for the kids to do, even if electricity works and TV works. You don't want them just sitting in front of a TV all the time. So having a good supply of little things like this to keep your kids busy worked real well. And you can also, like I said, pick up games for the whole family and have little family nights. And when you're going through some type of SHTF, it's always very good to have activities to keep things normal, at least have a normal feel. You don't want it to be high stress all the time. But anyways, these are just a few items that I grabbed here around the house that I knew we had picked up at the dollar store, just to give you an idea of some of the things that you can pick up to add to your supplies. Things that these may not be as critical as food, but if supplies start running out, and if it lasts for a few weeks or a few months, these are some items that you would certainly like to have on hand during that time period. All right, that is my video for today. Check out the links below in the description for more information just about the things that I'm doing, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.